3:47 a.m. Marcus wakes up. Not because his alarm went off, not because he had a nightmare, because his brain is screaming at him to check the price. He reaches for his phone on the nightstand. His wife is sleeping next to him. He tries to be quiet. Opens Coinbase. BTC, minus $2,340. Minus 3.8% last 24 hours. His stomach drops. Damn! He opens Twitter. Scrolling. Searching for answers. Searching for reassurance. Is this the dip? Should I buy more? Is this the crash? He checks the price again. 2 minutes later. Then again. Then again. 3:52 a.m. Check. 3:57 a.m. Check. 4:03 a.m. Check. His wife stirs. Marcus, what are you doing? Marcus, nothing. Go back to sleep. But she knows. She's known for months. This is Marcus, 36 years old. Used to be a project manager at a tech company. Used to have a happy marriage. Used to sleep through the night. Used to be normal. But that was before Bitcoin. Now, Marcus checks his phone 147 times per day. Now, Marcus hasn't had a full conversation with his wife in 3 weeks without his phone in his hand. Now, Marcus's entire sense of self-worth is tied to a number on a screen that changes every second. This is not a video about trading strategies. This is not a video about technical analysis. This is a video about what happens when the market hijacks your brain. This is a video about how Marcus lost everything: his money, his marriage, his sanity, and how Victor, a man watching the same asset, made $473,000. Not because Victor is smarter, but because Victor understood something Marcus never did. The market is a machine that transfers wealth from the emotional to the disciplined. Disclaimer: the story you're about to watch is a fictionalized account. Marcus and Victor are not real people. However, this narrative represents the lived experience of millions of retail investors across every market cycle. The psychological patterns, neurochemical processes, and wealth transfer mechanisms depicted here are based on documented research in behavioral economics, addiction neuroscience, and value investing principles. If you recognize yourself in Marcus's behavior, this video may be uncomfortable to watch, but that discomfort might save you from his fate. This is not financial advice. This is a warning and an opportunity. Over the next 38 minutes, I'm going to show you the anatomy of Marcus's destruction, the dopamine cycle that trapped him, the attention hijacking that destroyed him, the emotional capitulation that ruined him, and the value-based methodology that allowed Victor to extract Marcus's wealth methodically, coldly, without emotion. This will be uncomfortable to watch, because if you've been in crypto for more than 6 months, you're going to see yourself in Marcus. Maybe not to the same extreme, but you'll recognize the patterns, the compulsive checking, the emotional roller coaster, the inability to think about anything else. But here's what's different about this video. At the end, you're going to have a choice. Marcus's story doesn't have to end the way you think it does. If you watch until the final 60 seconds, you'll discover how you can decide what happens to Marcus next, whether he stays trapped in this cycle forever, or whether he finds redemption. But I'll only reveal how at the very end. So stay with me. Let me introduce you to Marcus, the man who let Bitcoin hijack his life. But first, let me show you who Marcus used to be, before Bitcoin, when he was still normal. And if you believe people deserve to know the truth about market psychology before they lose everything, I need you to do something right now. Comment your city and the exact time you're watching this. Like this: New York, 9:23 a.m. or Tokyo, 11:47 p.m. Here's why this matters. Right now, someone in your city is researching Bitcoin for the first time. They're reading the same Reddit posts Marcus read. They're feeling the same excitement Marcus felt. They don't know what's coming. When they find this video and see comments from people in their own city, comments with timestamps showing real people watched this at 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m., they'll stop and think, wait, why are so many people from my city watching a video about Bitcoin ruining lives? Maybe I should pay attention to this. Your comment plants doubt in the right moment, before the first purchase, before the addiction starts, before they become Marcus. So comment your city and time. Hit like because you believe in prevention. Subscribe because this channel tells the truth. One comment could stop someone from destroying their life. Do it now. Let me take you back. 18 months ago, Marcus was a different man. Actually, let me correct that. Marcus was a normal man. Marcus wakes up at 7 a.m., not from his phone, from natural light, through the bedroom window. He stretches, smiles at Sarah sleeping next to him, kisses her forehead softly. She stirs. Morning, babe. Marcus. Morning. I'm making coffee. Want some? Sarah. Please. Marcus is making breakfast. Eggs, toast, fresh fruit. No phone in sight. He's humming along to music playing from a speaker. Sarah comes down. They eat together, talking, laughing. This was Marcus's life. Simple, present, connected. He had a good job. Senior project manager at a SaaS company called CloudSync. He'd been there 5 years. He made $92,000 a year. Not rich, but comfortable. He was good at his job. His team respected him. His boss trusted him. Marcus is in a meeting, leading a presentation, confident, clear. His phone is in his pocket. He doesn't check it once during the 45-minute meeting. After work, he goes rock climbing with 2 friends. Marcus is climbing, focused, present, in his body. Friend 1, nice, you crushed that route. Marcus, thanks, I've been working on that move for weeks. They finish climbing, grab beers, talk about life, movies, weekend plans. Marcus's phone stays in his bag. Thursday night, Marcus hosts book club at his apartment. 6 people, wine, cheese, books. They're discussing a novel. Marcus is engaged, articulate, laughing. Sarah is there too. She squeezes his hand during a funny story. Saturday night, Marcus and Sarah are cooking dinner together. Marcus is chopping vegetables. Sarah is making pasta sauce. They're talking about their week, about Sarah's sister who's pregnant, about maybe trying for kids next year. Marcus, I think we're in a good place, financially, emotionally. What do you think? Sarah, I think you're right. I love our life. Marcus kisses her. Me too. Marcus was content, not euphoric, not chasing some impossible dream, just content. He had meaning, connection, purpose. He slept 8 hours a night, every night. He had hobbies. Rock climbing on Tuesdays and Thursdays, book club every other Thursday, cooking with Sarah most nights. He had friends, real friends, people he saw in person, not just online. He was present. When he was with Sarah, he was with Sarah. Not half there, mind somewhere else. When he was at work, he was at work, focused, productive. When he was climbing, in his body, in the moment. Nighttime, Marcus and Sarah are in bed, both reading books, physical books, not phones. Sarah finishes a chapter, puts her book down. Sarah, I'm so lucky I found you. Marcus looks at her, puts his book down. Marcus, I'm the lucky one. They turn off the lights. Marcus falls asleep in 12 minutes. Deep sleep, 8 hours, no waking up. This was Marcus, before the hijacking, before the addiction, before the ruin. This version of Marcus had no idea what was coming. He had no idea that in 72 hours he would make a decision that would destroy everything he just showed you. His sleep, his presence, his marriage, his career, his sanity, all of it, gone. Because Marcus was about to discover Bitcoin, and Bitcoin was about to discover Marcus's weaknesses. It's a Tuesday night. Sarah is already asleep. Marcus can't sleep. Not anxious, just not tired yet. He grabs his laptop, opens Reddit, just browsing. Casual. He's on r/investing. He sees a post, title, I turned $5,000 into $87,000 in Bitcoin in 8 months. Marcus pauses, hovers over the link, thinks, probably nonsense, but he clicks anyway. The post has screenshots, Coinbase account, buy history, current value. It looks real. Marcus reads the comments. Bitcoin is going to $500,000 this cycle. The last chance to buy under $50,000. This is generational wealth opportunity. Your grandkids will ask why you didn't buy. Marcus closes his laptop, stares at the ceiling, thinks, what if this is real? If this is the moment before the fall. Marcus doesn't know it yet, but in his brain, something just activated. Curiosity, possibility, FOMO. The seed has been planted, and over the next 72 hours, that seed will grow into an obsession that will consume him completely. Pause for a second. That version of Marcus, the normal, present, happy Marcus, is about to be destroyed forever. And it started with one Reddit post. If you've ever clicked on a get-rich-quick post, late at night comment, I clicked. Hit that like button if you recognize that moment of curiosity that becomes obsession. Because what happens next is the transformation. From normal man to addict. Remember, at the end of this video, you'll have the power to change Marcus's destiny, but only if you watch until the final minute. Stay with me. 3 days after Marcus saw that Reddit post, something changed. He couldn't stop thinking about it. At work, what if Bitcoin really goes to 500,000? During dinner, maybe I should just buy a little, see what happens. In bed, everyone in those comments seemed so sure. Wednesday night, Sarah is watching TV in the living room. Marcus is at his desk, laptop open. Google searches. How to buy Bitcoin. Is Bitcoin a good investment? Bitcoin price prediction, 2025. Can Bitcoin really go to 500,000? He clicks on a YouTube video. Title, Why Bitcoin Will Make You Rich in 2025. Marcus watches. 32 minutes. The guy is convincing. Charts, data, institutional adoption, scarcity. There will only ever be 21 million Bitcoin. Governments are printing trillions. Do the math. Marcus is nodding along. Friday night. Sarah is asleep. Marcus opens his laptop, goes to Coinbase.com, creates an account, verifies his identity, links his bank account. His heart is pounding. This is the moment of commitment. Marcus hasn't bought anything yet, but he's crossed a threshold. He's gone from curious observer to potential participant, and his brain knows it. His dopamine system is already activating, anticipating the potential reward. Marcus stares at the screen. How much would you like to buy? He thinks, just a little, 5,000. That's reasonable, that's not gambling. He types, 5,000. His hands are shaking slightly. He hovers over, buy Bitcoin, takes a breath. Clicks. Order processing. Order filled purchased 0.089 BTSC at $56,200. Marcus exhales, feels a rush, a surge, like electricity through his body. He stares at the screen. The portfolio refreshes. $5,000.00, $5,014.32, $5,008.76, $5,021.89. The number keeps changing. Marcus can't look away. What Marcus doesn't know is that in this exact moment, his brain just released a massive hit of dopamine, not because he made money, but because he entered a state of uncertainty with potential reward. This is the same neurochemical process that happens when you pull a slot machine lever. The uncertainty is the drug. And Marcus just took his first hit. Week 1. For the first week, Marcus is obsessed, but it feels good. Bitcoin is going up, 56,200 to 57,800 to 59,400. Marcus is up $800 in 5 days. Marcus, babe, remember I mentioned I was looking at Bitcoin? Sarah, yeah? Marcus, I bought some, just 5,000, small amount to test it out. Sarah, okay, how's it doing? Marcus smiles, I'm up 800 already. Sarah, wow, that's great, just be careful, okay? Marcus, I'm just watching it, learning. But Marcus isn't just watching. Phone unlocks per day. Day 1, 47 times. Day 3, 68 times day 5. 94 times day 7. 121 times Marcus is checking his phone 121 times per day. Every unlock, every glance, dopamine. But he doesn't realize it yet. It still feels like smart monitoring. Weeks 2 through 4. The escalation. Bitcoin starts swinging. 59,400 to 62,100 to 58,300 to 64,700. And Marcus's emotions start swinging with it. Marcus's mood versus Bitcoin chart. Green candles, great mood, smiling, energized, optimistic. Red candles, irritable, anxious, can't focus, checking constantly. Marcus is at his desk, supposed to be reviewing a project plan. But his eyes keep flicking to his phone. Red candle, down 2%. Marcus feels his stomach tighten. His coworker walks by. Marcus, you good? You seem distracted today. Marcus snaps back to attention. Yeah, fine. Just a lot on my mind. Coworker. All right, let me know if you need anything. She walks away. Marcus immediately checks his phone again. Sarah is telling Marcus about her day. And then my manager said that the project I've been working on for 3 months might get canceled, which is so frustrating because Marcus is nodding, but his eyes keep flicking to his phone next to his plate. Sarah notices. Stops mid-sentence. Sarah, are you listening to me? Marcus looks up. Yes, you were talking about work. Sarah, I was talking about my sister, who's in the hospital. Marcus's face drops. Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm listening now. What happened? Sarah, forget it. She stands up, takes her plate to the kitchen. Marcus feels terrible. But 30 seconds later, his hand creeps toward his phone again. The hijacking has begun. Marcus's attention is no longer his own. Even when he's trying to be present, part of his consciousness is always on Bitcoin. Is it up? Is it down? Should I buy more? Should I sell? His cognitive bandwidth is being consumed. Month 2. The addiction solidifies. 6 weeks into Marcus's Bitcoin journey. He wakes up one morning to his phone exploding with notifications. Price alerts, Reddit, Twitter. He opens Coinbase. BTC minus $1,200, minus 15%. 24 hours. His portfolio, $3,800. He's lost $1,200 overnight. Marcus feels physical pain, actual nausea. He's searching for answers. Is this the dip? Should I buy more? Is Bitcoin dead? Everyone on crypto Twitter is saying the same thing. Buy the dip. This is generational wealth opportunity. Whales are shaking out weak hands. If you sell now, you'll regret it forever. Marcus thinks, they're right. I can't sell at a loss. I need to buy more. Average down. Marcus opens his bank account, the savings account, the one he and Sarah are using for their down payment on a house. Balance, $23,400. Marcus transfers $8,000 to Coinbase. He doesn't tell Sarah. He thinks, I'll tell her when I double it. Then she'll understand. Then she'll see I was right. Order filled, 0.147. Additional BTC at $54,300. Total invested now, $13,000. Marcus feels relief. He's in the game now. He's not going to miss the pump. Marcus just made a critical mistake. He invested money that wasn't his to invest. Money earmarked for something important. Money that represented a shared dream with Sarah. And he did it in secret. This is no longer smart investing. This is addiction taking over decision-making. Over the next 3 months, Marcus's life begins to collapse in slow motion. Text a friend. Can't make climbing tonight. Got some stuff to take care of. Real reason. Watching the charts. Marcus is at book club, physically there, but mentally absent. Someone asks his opinion on the book. Marcus. Yeah, it was good. I like the themes. Friend. What themes specifically? Marcus. The main ones. Awkward silence. He didn't finish the book. He barely started it. Sarah tries to initiate conversation. Sarah. Want to cook dinner together tonight? We haven't done that in weeks. Marcus. Can we just order something? I've got a lot on my plate right now. Sarah's face falls. You always have a lot on your plate. Marcus doesn't even look up from his laptop. Midnight. Sarah is asleep. Marcus is sitting up in bed. Phone screen illuminating his face in the dark. Scrolling. Checking. Refreshing. Marcus's decline. Sleep. 8 hours to 6 hours to 4 hours to 3 hours. Phone checks per day. 121 to 139 to 147 conversations with Sarah. Daily to every other day to twice a week. Hobbies, 3 per week to 1 per week to 0. Marcus is being consumed. He's no longer a person who owns Bitcoin. He is Bitcoin. His mood, his identity, his self-worth, all tied to a number that changes every second. And the number keeps changing. Up, down, each movement triggering a neurochemical response. Green, dopamine. Red, cortisol and craving for the next hit. This is the trap, and Marcus is in it completely. Marcus looks at himself in the bathroom mirror. Dark circles under his eyes. He's lost weight, 12 pounds. Not intentionally, he just forgets to eat. He whispers to himself, what am I doing? But then his phone buzzes, price alert. He checks, and the question is forgotten. If you just watched Marcus transform from a normal, happy person into someone you barely recognize, comment, I saw myself. If you've ever hidden investment decisions from your partner, comment, I hid it too. This is the part where most people turn off the video because it's too uncomfortable. But if you're still here, you're ready for the truth. Hit that subscribe button, because what comes next is the complete opposite. While Marcus is destroying himself, Victor is calmly waiting for blood in the streets. Now let me introduce you to Victor. While Marcus is trapped in dopamine hell, Victor is waiting, patiently, coldly, for the market to bleed. He lives in Portland, Oregon. Retired petroleum engineer. Worked 30 years in oil and gas. He's seen real volatility. 2008 financial crisis. He watched his colleagues lose their homes while he accumulated distressed assets at 20 cents on the dollar. 2014 oil collapse. Oil dropped from $110 to $26 per barrel. His company laid off 40% of staff. Victor bought energy stocks the entire way down. 2020 COVID meltdown. Markets dropped 35% in 3 weeks. Victor deployed $120,000 in that exact window. Victor has been through hell multiple times, and he learned something critical. Price is what you pay. Value is what you get. And the best prices only appear when everyone else is bleeding. Victor sits down at his desk once per week. Sunday morning, 9 a.m., like clockwork. Not to trade, to analyze. He opens his laptop, not his phone. Laptop. He has a spreadsheet. Excel, simple, brutal. Columns, asset. Name intrinsic value score, 1 to 10. Current price value to price ratio, risk assessment, fear, index reading action, buy, wait, ignore. That's it. No moving averages, no RSI, no MACD, no Bollinger Bands. Just 3 questions. Does this asset have fundamental value? Is the price significantly below that value? Is the market bleeding enough for me to act? Victor explains, most people lose money because they confuse price with value. They see Bitcoin at $70,000 and think, expensive. They see Bitcoin at $50,000 and think, cheap. That's insane. Price is just what someone paid yesterday. Value is what the asset will produce over 10 years. I don't care what Bitcoin costs today. I care about three things. One, does Bitcoin have intrinsic value based on verifiable fundamentals? Two, is the current price significantly disconnected from that value? Three, is fear so extreme that I can acquire it at a generational discount? If all three are yes, I buy. If any are no, I wait. I can wait years. Victor's value framework for Bitcoin. Victor doesn't buy assets he doesn't understand. So 8 years ago, when he first heard about Bitcoin, he spent 6 months studying it. Not the price, the fundamentals. Victor writes 4 categories on his whiteboard. Category 1, supply dynamics. Victor, Bitcoin has a hard cap, 21 million, ever. No government can print more, no CEO can dilute it, no central bank can inflate it. This is verifiable through code. I can read the code. I did read the code. Compared to fiat currency, which governments print at will, Bitcoin's supply is absolutely scarce. That's not speculation. That's mathematics. US M2 money supply. 2008, 7.6 trillion US M2 money supply. 2024, 21.3 trillion Bitcoin supply. 2008, 1.5 million Bitcoin supply. 2024, 19.6 million Bitcoin supply. 2040, 21 million hard cap. Victor, when supply is fixed and demand increases, price must rise. This is not hopium. This is economics. Check mark. Supply dynamics equals valuable category. 2. Network security. Victor, Bitcoin's network is secured by proof of work. Miners spend real electricity, real capital, real resources to validate transactions. The network hash rate, the total computational power securing Bitcoin, is at all-time highs, 720 exahashes per second. This means it would cost billions of dollars to attack the network, and even if you did, you'd destroy the value you're trying to steal. Bitcoin is the most secure financial network humans have ever created. Bitcoin hash rate 2015, 300 petahashes per second. Bitcoin hash rate 2024, 720 exahashes per second, 2,400 times more secure. Victor, this is not a startup that can go bankrupt. This is not a company that can be shut down. This is a decentralized network running on hundreds of thousands of computers across every continent. No single point of failure. Check mark. Network security equals valuable category. 3. Institutional adoption. Victor, 8 years ago, Bitcoin was dismissed as a joke. Now BlackRock has a Bitcoin ETF with over $30 billion in assets. Fidelity has a Bitcoin ETF. Institutions don't invest $30 billion in jokes. They invest in assets they believe will appreciate over decades. Institutional Bitcoin holdings. 2024, BlackRock iShares, Bitcoin Trust, 34 billion. Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, 19 billion. MicroStrategy, 14.2 billion. Tesla, 1.2 billion. Victor, this is not retail speculation. This is the largest asset managers in human history allocating capital to Bitcoin. They've done more due diligence than any retail investor ever will. And they're buying. Checkmark. Institutional adoption equals valuable category. 4. Censorship resistance. Victor, I've worked in countries where the government froze bank accounts overnight. I've seen people lose access to their life savings because a politician decided they were a threat. Bitcoin can't be frozen, can't be seized, can't be censored. As long as you control your private keys, you control your wealth. No bank, no government, no intermediary can take that from you. In an increasingly authoritarian world, that's not just valuable, that's priceless. Check. Mark. Censorship resistance equals valuable. Victor at whiteboard. Final summary. So my answer to the first question, does Bitcoin have intrinsic value, is yes. Unequivocally yes, based on supply dynamics, network security, institutional adoption, and censorship resistance. Now the only questions that matter are, what price am I willing to pay for that value? And when is the market bleeding enough for me to act? If Victor's value framework just made perfect sense to you, comment, value not price. Victor doesn't care what Bitcoin costs today. He cares what Bitcoin is worth, and he has a simple formula. Value score equals supply score plus security score plus adoption score, plus utility score divided by 4. For Bitcoin, Victor's scores. Supply, 10 out of 10, hard cap, approval scarcity. Security, 9 out of 10, highest hash rate in history. Adoption, 8 out of 10, institutional inflows growing. Utility, 7 out of 10, still early in adoption curve. Average value score, 8.5 out of 10. Victor, Bitcoin is an 8.5 out of 10 asset. That means I'm willing to hold it long term. But I'm only willing to buy when price is significantly disconnected from value, and that only happens during fear. This is where Victor's methodology gets cold. ruthlessly cold. Because Victor doesn't just wait for dips, he waits for blood. The bleed indicator, fear index. Victor uses one external indicator, the crypto fear and greed index. It measures market sentiment on a scale from 0 to 100. 0 equals extreme fear. 100 equals extreme greed. Victor, when the fear index is above 50, I do nothing. When it's between 25 and 50, I watch. When it's below 25, I prepare capital. When it's below 12, I deploy aggressively. Historical fear index bottoms, March 2020. COVID crash. Fear index equals 8 Bitcoin price, $3,800. May 2021. China mining ban. Fear index equals 10 Bitcoin price, $29,000. November 2022. FTX collapse. Fear index equals 6 Bitcoin price, $15,500. Victor. Every single time the fear index dropped below 12, Bitcoin was at a generational buying opportunity. Not because I'm smart, because fear creates irrational selling. And irrational selling creates irrational prices. I don't buy hope, I buy desperation. Victor's philosophy. Bleed equals opportunity. Victor speaking directly. Let me be very clear about something. I don't feel bad when markets crash. I don't feel bad when markets crash. I don't panic when Bitcoin drops 40%. I get excited because I know what's happening. Emotional investors are capitulating. They're selling assets with fundamental value at irrational prices because they can't handle the pain. Their loss is my gain. Not because I'm stealing from them, because I'm willing to endure what they can't endure. I'm willing to buy when they're selling in terror. I'm willing to wait years for value to be recognized. That's not luck, that's discipline. Victor has a saying he repeats every Sunday. Be greedy when others are fearful. Be fearful when others are greedy. Warren Buffett said it first, but Victor lives it. Victor's waiting game. For the past 18 months, the same 18 months Marcus has been destroying himself, Victor has been waiting, watching, analyzing. Every Sunday, 9 a.m., open spreadsheet. Checks Bitcoin fundamentals, no change, still valuable. Checks fear index, hovering between 40 and 60, neutral to greedy. Decision? Wait. Closes laptop. Goes about his day. Victor and Evelyn, his wife, are hiking. Evelyn, how's Bitcoin doing? Victor, no idea. Hasn't hit my buy threshold yet. Evelyn, what's your threshold? Victor, fear index below 12. I'm waiting for blood in the streets. Evelyn, and if it never crashes again? Evelyn, and if it never crashes again? Victor shrugs. Then I wait for the next asset. I've got cash. I've got time. The market will bleed again. It always does. No FOMO, no anxiety, no checking prices, and a spreadsheet that says, wait. Because the market is about to give Victor exactly what he's been waiting for. And a spreadsheet that says, wait. But that's about to change. Extreme fear, capitulation, blood, and Marcus is about to give Victor his money. If you just realized that patience is the ultimate competitive advantage in markets, comment, patience wins. If Victor's fear index strategy just clicked for you, comment, fear index below 12. Hit that subscribe button. Because what comes next is Marcus's complete breakdown. The crash that destroys him and enriches Victor. 6 months later, the crash. 6 months into Marcus's Bitcoin journey. He's now invested $35,000. Money from their house fund. Money from his 401k. Early withdrawal, 20% penalty. Money from a personal loan he took out without telling Sarah. She thinks he's invested $5,000. The real number, $35,000. He's sleeping 4 hours a night, checking his phone 147 times per day. His work performance is tanking. His boss has given him 2 written warnings. His marriage is hanging by a thread. But Bitcoin has been going up, slowly, painfully slowly, but up. Over 3 months, Bitcoin climbs from $54,000 to $72,000. Marcus's portfolio, $39,200. He's up $4,200. Not enough to justify the stress, not enough to justify the lies, but enough to keep him hooked. For the first time in weeks, Marcus breathes. See? I knew it. I knew I just had to hold. Everyone who sold was wrong. The trigger event. It's a Tuesday, 2 p.m. Eastern Time. The Federal Reserve announces an unexpected emergency rate hike, 50 basis points. Reason: inflation data came in hotter than expected. The stock market crashes 5% in 90 minutes, and Bitcoin follows, $72,000 to $68,000 in 20 minutes. Marcus is in a quarterly review meeting. His boss is presenting Q3 goals. Marcus's phone is face down on the conference table. It buzzes. Price alert. Marcus feels his heart spike. He needs to check. But he's in a meeting. He can't. His boss is still talking. And so our key metric for Q3 will be customer retention, which means Marcus isn't hearing anything. His entire consciousness is focused on that phone. What's happening? How much did it drop? Should he sell? The meeting feels like it lasts 6 hours. It's actually 45 minutes. The second it ends, Marcus runs to the bathroom. Marcus locks the bathroom stall, opens his phone. Price alert. BTC minus $4,000, minus 5.6%. Damn. He opens Coinbase. $68,000, $67,200, $66,800. It's free falling. Marcus opens Twitter, scrolling frantically. Bitcoin dumping. This is the crash. Get out now. Bear market confirmed. Rip Bitcoin. 2009 to 2026. Marcus is hyperventilating. His hands are shaking so badly he can barely type. He tries to open his portfolio. App crashes from too much traffic. No. He force closes, reopens, loads. $65,400. Portfolio value, $36,100. He's lost $3,100 in 30 minutes. Marcus feels like he's going to vomit. Okay, it's okay. It'll bounce. It always bounces. Just breathe. The death spiral. But it doesn't bounce. Tuesday, 4 p.m., $64,200. Tuesday, 8 p.m., $61,800. Wednesday, 6 a.m., $58,500. Wednesday, 2 p.m., $54,900. In 48 hours, Bitcoin crashes from $72,000 to $54,900, 24% decline. While Victor was calmly waiting for fear index to drop below 12, Marcus was doing the opposite. He was leveraging, escalating, borrowing, hiding. Let me show you how Marcus went from $35,000 invested to over $400,000. In just 6 weeks, month 5, Bitcoin at $68,000. Marcus's portfolio. 1.1 Bitcoin times 68,000 equals $74,800. He's up $11,800. Marcus is euphoric. He thinks, I was right. Everyone who said Bitcoin was risky was wrong. I knew it would go up. But then he does the math. If I had invested 100,000 instead of 63,000, I'd be up almost 19,000 right now. I'm making money, but not enough, not life-changing money. Marcus opens Twitter, scrolling. Post, Bitcoin to 100,000 by end of year. Institutions buying aggressively. Last chance to get in under 70,000. Another post, if you're not all in on Bitcoin right now, you'll regret it for the rest of your life. Another, the biggest wealth transfer in history is happening right now. Don't be on the wrong side. Marcus's chest tightens, not from fear, from FOMO, fear of missing out. He thinks, what if they're right? What if Bitcoin really goes to 100,000 or 150,000? My 74,000 would become over 200,000. But if I had more Bitcoin, if I had 5 Bitcoin instead of 1.1, that would be $750,000. Marcus closes Twitter, opens a calculator, types numbers. To get to 5 Bitcoin at 68,000, I need 3.9 more Bitcoin. That's $265,000. Where do I get $265,000? He stares at the screen. Then he thinks of something. The house? The house. Sarah's inheritance. Sarah inherited the house from her parents 3 years ago. It's worth $420,000. No mortgage. Completely paid off. Free and clear. Sarah's name is on the title. But so is Marcus's. They got married 2 years before her parents passed. The house was put in both names. Marcus researches, discovers. In his state, he can take a home equity line of credit up to a certain amount without spousal signature, as long as both names are on title, up to 60% of home value. 420,000 times 0.6 equals $252,000. Marcus thinks, I can borrow $250,000 without Sarah knowing. Bitcoin goes to 100,000 in 2 months. I pay back the loan, keep the profit. Sarah never finds out. He opens his laptop, searches. Home equity line of credit fast approval. Clicks on the first result. Week 1, the first HELOC. Marcus fills out the application, online, at 11 p.m. while Sarah is asleep. Property value, $420,000. Outstanding mortgage, 0 amount requested, $150,000. Purpose, home improvements. He submits. Approval comes in 48 hours. Email, congratulations. Your HELOC has been approved. $150,000 at 8.5% annual interest. Monthly payment, $1,062. Documents need to be signed. The loan officer calls. Hi, Marcus. Congratulations on your approval. We just need both you and Sarah to come in to sign. Actually, I reviewed the state law. Since the loan amount is under 60% of property value and both our names are on title, I can sign a loan, correct? Let me check. Yes, you're correct. For amounts under $252,000, single signature is permitted. But I should mention, it's typically advisable to discuss large financial decisions with, I understand, this is for a surprise renovation for her. I don't want to spoil it. Oh, how lovely. All right, you can come in tomorrow to sign. That was easy. The next day, Marcus leaves work early. Got a dentist appointment. He goes to the bank and signs the papers. The funds will be in your account in 2 business days. Just remember, monthly payments start next month, $1,062. No problem. He leaves, hands shaking slightly, not from guilt, from excitement. 2 days later, $150,000 appears in Marcus's checking account. He stares at it, the largest amount of money he's ever had. He opens Coinbase. Bitcoin price, $72,000. 150,000 divided by 72,000 equals 2.08 Bitcoin. Plus my 1.91 Bitcoin equals 3.99 Bitcoin. When Bitcoin hits 100,000, that's $399,000. Minus my total invested of 268,000, profit, $131,000. That pays off the HELOC and I keep 80,000 profit. He clicks buy, order, 2.08 Bitcoin at $72,000. Order executes. You now own 3.99 Bitcoin. Marcus leans back, breathes. I did it. Bitcoin drops $2,000. Marcus's portfolio, 3.99 times 70,000 equals $279,300. He's down slightly from peak, but he's not worried. Just volatility. It always bounces. But then he sees a Twitter post. Bitcoin correction to 70,000 is a gift. Loading up more here. Target, 150,000 by Q4. Marcus reads it 3 times. 150,000. He does the math. 3.99 Bitcoin times 150,000 equals $598,500. Holy shit, almost 600,000. Wait, if I'm so confident it's going to 150,000, why am I not buying more right now while it's cheap at 70,000? If I add just 100,000 more, that's 1.43 more Bitcoin. Total would be 5.42 Bitcoin. Times 150,000 equals $813,000. That is life-changing money. I already took 1 HELOC. I can take another. Hi, I'd like to apply for a second HELOC, $100,000. Monthly minimum payment, $1,125. Marcus knows this is insane. He knows. But he thinks, Bitcoin is at 72,000. It's going to 150,000. That's more than double. 45,000 becomes 96,000. I pay off the cards, keep 51,000 profit. He opens his laptop, requests cash, advance on all 4 cards. Card 1, $15,000. Card 2, $12,000. Card 3, $10,000. Card 4, $8,000. Total, $45,000. Approved instantly. Money hits account in 24 hours. The final purchase. Marcus buys immediately. Bitcoin price, $72,000. Order, 0.625 Bitcoin. Executed. Final totals. Total Bitcoin, 6.045. Total invested, $413,000. Breakdown, personal savings, 10,000 house fund, 25,000, 401k withdrawal, 40,000 personal loans, 55,000 HELOC 1, 150,000 HELOC 2, 100,000 credit cards, 45,000 monthly debt payments, HELOCs, 1,937 personal loans, 1,650 credit cards minimum, 1,125. Total, $4,712 per month. Marcus's monthly income after taxes, $7,666. After basic expenses, rent, food, utilities, car, $3,200 remaining. Marcus is short $1,512 per month. He can't make his payments. He's spending more than he earns. But Marcus doesn't care because Bitcoin is at 72,000 and it's going to 150,000. Portfolio value, 6.045 times 72,000 equals $435,240. Marcus looks at this number, $435,000. He thinks, when this hits 900,000 in 2 months, none of this matters. I'll pay off everything, keep 500,000 profit, retire early, travel the world. He closes his laptop, leans back, smiles. For the first time in weeks, Marcus feels calm, confident, certain. He's made the right decision. Sarah knows nothing that night. Sarah comes home from work. Sarah: how was your day? Marcus: good. Normal. You? Sarah: exhausting, but good. She kisses him, goes to make dinner. Marcus watches her, thinks, in 2 months I'm going to surprise her with $500,000. She's going to cry. She's going to be so proud of me. All of this stress will be worth it. Sarah has no idea. 2 HELOCs on her inherited house. $413,000 invested in Bitcoin. $4,700 monthly debt. Marcus, checking price 147 times per day. Marcus, sleeping 4 hours per night. The disaster that's about to unfold. She trusts him completely, and Marcus is about to lose everything, including her. 2 days later, the crash begins. Marcus wakes up, checks his phone. Bitcoin, $72,000. Portfolio, $435,240. He smiles, goes to work, in a meeting. His phone buzzes. Price alert. He ignores it. Meeting continues. Phone buzzes again, and again, and again. Marcus's heart starts racing. Something is wrong. The meeting ends. Marcus runs to the bathroom, locks the stall, opens his phone, and sees the number that will destroy his life. Bitcoin, $68,000. Transition to Block 07, the crash. If you just watched Marcus mortgage his wife's inherited house without telling her, comment, "This is insane." If you've ever felt the pull to just leverage a little more because you are so close to life-changing money, comment, "I felt this. Don't look away now." Because what happens next is the complete destruction, the crash, the capitulation. The exact moment Marcus loses everything and Victor gains everything. Stay with me. 2 days after the final leverage, the crash. 2 days after Marcus bought his final Bitcoin with credit card cash advances. He's now holding 6.045 Bitcoin, $413,000 invested, most of it borrowed. $250,000 in HELOCs against Sarah's inherited house, $55,000 in personal loans at 18% interest, $45,000 in credit card cash advances at 24.99%. Sarah knows none of this. She still thinks he has $35,000 invested. The real number, $413,000. And most of it is debt. Marcus is sleeping 3 hours per night, checking his phone 147 times per day. His work performance has collapsed. His boss has given him 2 written warnings. His marriage is hanging by a thread. But Bitcoin has been hovering around 72,000. Marcus's portfolio, 6.045. Bitcoin times 72,000 equals $435,240. He's up $22,240 from his total investment. Not nearly enough to justify the risk, not nearly enough to justify the lies, but enough to keep him believing. For the first time in days, Marcus allows himself to hope. See, it's holding. Everyone said it would crash, but it's holding at 72,000. The institutions are buying. It's going to 100,000, then 150,000. I was right. The trigger event. It's a Tuesday, 2 p.m. Eastern Time. The Federal Reserve announces an unexpected emergency rate hike, 50 basis points. Reason: inflation data came in hotter than expected. Markets panic. The stock market crashes 5% in 90 minutes. And Bitcoin follows, $72,000 to $68,000 in 20 minutes. Marcus is in a quarterly review meeting. His boss is presenting Q3 goals. Marcus's phone is face down on the conference table. It buzzes. Price alert. Marcus feels his entire body tense. He needs to check. But he's in a meeting. He can't. His boss is still talking. And so our key metric for Q3 will be customer retention, which means Marcus isn't hearing anything. His entire consciousness is focused on that phone. What's happening? How much did it drop? Is this the crash? Should he sell? His portfolio is $435,000. If Bitcoin drops 10%, that's $43,000 gone, more than he makes in 6 months. The meeting feels like it lasts 6 hours. It's actually 45 minutes. The second it ends, Marcus runs to the bathroom. The bathroom stall. Marcus locks the bathroom stall. Opens his phone, hands shaking. Price alert. BTC minus $4,000, minus 5.6% to. Damn. He opens Coinbase. $68,000, $67,200, $66,800. It's free falling. Marcus does the math in his head. 6.045. Bitcoin times 66,800 equals $403,806. He's lost $31,434 in 45 minutes. That's more than half his annual salary. Gone. In less than an hour. Marcus opens Twitter, scrolling frantically. Bitcoin dumping. This is the crash. Get out now. Bear market confirmed. Fed just killed the bull run. Rip Bitcoin 2009 to 2026. Marcus is hyperventilating. His hands are shaking so badly he can barely type. He tries to refresh his portfolio. App crashes from too much traffic. No, 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 no. He force closes, reopens, loads, $65,400. Portfolio value, 6.045 times 65,400 equals $395,343. He's lost $39,897 in 1 hour. Marcus feels like he's going to vomit. His chest is tight. He genuinely can't breathe. Okay, it's okay. It'll bounce. Fed hikes always cause a dip. Then it bounces. It always bounces. Just breathe. The death spiral, but it doesn't bounce. Tuesday, 4 p.m., $64,200. Portfolio, $388,149. Tuesday, 8 p.m., $61,800. Portfolio, $373,581. Wednesday, 6 a.m., $58,500. Portfolio, $353,633. Wednesday, 2 p.m., $54,900. Portfolio, $331,871. In 48 hours, Bitcoin crashes from $72,000 to $54,900, a 24% decline. Marcus's portfolio has dropped from $435,000 to $331,000. He's lost $103,870. In 2 days, that's more than his annual salary, gone. And he's now down $81,129 from his total investment of $413,000. Marcus looks like death. Eyes bloodshot, hasn't showered in 2 days, wearing the same clothes from yesterday. He's been glued to screens for 36 hours straight. Hasn't eaten, hasn't slept. Just watching red candles going down and down and down. Sarah walks in, sees Marcus on the couch, laptop open, phone in hand. 3 monitors set up showing different charts, all red, eyes locked on screens, unblinking. Sarah. Marcus? He doesn't respond. Sarah. Marcus? He jumps. What? Sarah. Are you okay? You look terrible. Marcus. I'm fine. Sarah sits next to him, closes his laptop. Sarah. You're not fine. Talk to me, please. Marcus breaks. His voice cracks. Bitcoin crashed. Sarah. How much did you lose? Marcus. I'm down about 80,000. Sarah's eyes widen. 80,000? From the original 35 you put in? Silence. Sarah's face changes. She knows. Sarah's eyes narrow. Marcus, how much did you put in? Marcus can't look at her. His hands are shaking. Whispers, 413,000. Sarah's face goes white. She can't speak for 5 seconds. Then, what? Marcus, I can make it back. I just need it to go back up. I just need... Sarah, where did you get $413,000? Marcus, the house fund, my 401k, some personal loans, and I took equity lines on the house. Sarah stands up slowly. Her voice is trembling. On my house? The house my parents left me? Marcus, our house. Both our names are on... Sarah, how much did you borrow against my parents' house? Silence. Sarah, Marcus, how much? Marcus whispers, 250,000. Sarah staggers backward. Has to sit down. Can't breathe. Sarah, you put $250,000 of debt on my parents' house without telling me? Tears streaming down her face. That house is all I have left of them. Marcus, I was going to surprise you when I doubled it. I was going to... Sarah, surprise me? Her voice breaks. You stole from my parents' memory. You gambled with the only thing they left me. Sarah is sobbing now. We were going to raise our kids in that house. It was paid off. No mortgage, no debt, free and clear. And you put $250,000 of debt on it. Marcus, it's not stealing, it's investing. Sarah, it's gambling. Look at you. You look insane. She's shaking. You check that phone every 5 minutes. You don't sleep, you don't eat, you don't talk to me. I don't even recognize you anymore. Sarah stands up, grabs her purse and keys. Marcus, where are you going? Sarah, my sister's. I can't even look at you right now. Marcus, Sarah, please. Sarah, I will never forgive you for this. Door slams. Marcus is alone. Just Marcus's heavy breathing, the sound of his laptop fan, and the sound of Bitcoin dropping. He looks at his phone. $53,200. Portfolio, 6.045 times 53,200 equals $321,594. He's down $91,406. Marcus does the math. Total debt. HELOC 1, 150,000. HELOC 2, 100,000 personal loans, 55,000 credit cards, 45,000. Total $350,000. Portfolio value $321,594. If he sold everything right now, he'd have $321,000. He owes $350,000. He doesn't have enough to pay his debts even if he sells everything. He's $28,000 short, and the monthly payments are $4,712. He can't afford them. He's been missing payments. Credit cards are calling. Banks are sending letters. Marcus stares at the wall, thinks, how did I get here? The silence in the apartment is deafening. He is $28,000 short. He is insolvent. He is alone. He whispers to the empty room, Bitcoin ruined my life. But the story of Marcus is far from over. In the next episode, I'm going to show you the exact moment of the wealth transfer, the moment Marcus's money flows directly into the hands of men like Victor. I'm going to show you the neuroscience of why Marcus's brain forced him to break. But more importantly, you're going to decide how this story ends. I have 2 scripts prepared for the conclusion of Marcus's life. Option 1, he is done. In this ending, Marcus is consumed by bitterness. He blames the market and the whales, staying trapped in the ruins of his life forever, a permanent cautionary tale. Option 2, redemption. In this ending, Marcus hits rock bottom and decides to own his mistakes. He begins the long, painful journey of rebuilding his mind and learning the discipline of a value investor. The choice is yours. To vote, you must leave a comment with your city followed by your choice. Example: London, redemption, or San Francisco, he is done. The path with the most votes will be the official conclusion of Marcus's journey in our next video. Subscribe and turn on all notifications. You don't want to miss the anatomy of the ruin and the final verdict. See you in the next episode.